Hi everyone, this is Catarina and today I will be teaching you Pilates at home. The only thing you'll need is a mat, or if you don't have one, you can use a carpet if you have, or even a couple of towels, one on top of the other. It's basically just to support your spine, especially for some of the rolling exercises that we will be doing. You won't have just a little bit of cushioning. So the class is not going to be fast-paced because I want us to start stretching a little bit, opening up, strengthening the core as well, especially, being so home confined, and to re-educate our body again. Probably many of us have a lot of neck, shoulder tension, so I want us to start draining the tension away from those spots and putting the strength, the effort where we really want it to be. So let's start sitting. If you want, you can start with the legs the same way as I do. You can cross your legs, or you can have them in front of you, especially if you struggle with sitting up straight. However you prefer. And let's begin by just waking up the shoulders with a couple of shoulder rolls, going back, up, forward and down, back, up, forward and down, and it's almost like a massage on your shoulders. And just one more, and changing direction, going the other way around so that you open also the chest, going forward, up, back and down. And as you allow your shoulders to release, as you move them back and down, try to feel the shoulder blades, the shoulders just drawing down on your back and draining the tension away from your neck and shoulders. Going forward, up, back and down. Let's do one more. Forward, up, back and down. And then we're going to lengthen the spine, especially the neck, really stretching and pulling the ears away from the shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, tilt the head over your shoulder. In my case, it's the left one. And you can even turn the opposite hand up and just let that shoulder, right shoulder, open up. Again, feeling tension drain away and your shoulder blade on your back drawing down, so you give yourself a stretch. And coming up, take a breath in and out, other side, and turning the palm up and letting that shoulder open. So you're opening a little bit of the chest, top of the shoulder, neck. And coming back, and before we start moving, place your hands for a moment on your lower belly. I want us to start waking up our core for the exercises, and I want you to feel two things. First, the muscles of your pelvic floor, so right at the bottom of your pelvis, lifting. It's like a lift going up inside your body, and as soon as they lift, see if you can naturally feel your belly muscles pulling in. In my case, my navel pulls in towards my spine. And at the same time, we're going to breathe. So make sure that even though you're contracting a little bit of your core by lifting your pelvic floor, by pulling your navel in, you're still able to breathe freely. Feeling not just the chest, but you can place your hands on the sides of the ribs. Feeling the ribs moving apart. And your back expanding. So important, especially if you're, like me, sitting pretty much all of your time, studying or working. And relax, interlock your fingers, reach the palms forward and up, take a deep breath in, pulling the shoulders up to your ears to really wake up. And relax, opening the arms, relaxing them down by your side. And now let's start by waking up some of the right muscles. We woke up the core, let's move the arms up. And the only thing I want you to do for a start, because we're only starting, is to notice which muscles you're working around the shoulders. In this case, you want to draw your shoulders down and engage your back muscles, the ones that pull your shoulder blades down. Opening your arms by your side and really opening your back and moving them down. One more time. The only thing we're doing so far is making sure that we're not, hunching the shoulders. You're really letting them go, and you're getting something else instead by pulling your shoulder blades down as you move your arms up, opening your back. Although this time we're going to go a little bit further. We're going to explore our range, opening the chest and moving your arms down. Let's do it one more time. Moving your arms up. And now exploring your range. This time going as far back as you can. Opening the chest. And as your hands move down, we're going to interlock the fingers. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lift, opening the chest. And as you lengthen the neck, we're going to lean up. Or lean back and look up, opening the chest towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and return. Relax your arms and open the right arm up. Relaxing your shoulder. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, you want to reach up through the crown of your head and then reaching over, and we're never really collapsing. You're keeping your spine long, and you're actually keeping your core engaged so that you're supporting yourself through your core. Take a breath in and bring the arm down. And again, so as you move your arm up, make sure you relax your shoulder and lengthen your spine, really stretch through the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, you reach up and over, and it is your core. It's that contraction that brings you back. It is not your back, it's your core. And once again, a little faster, breathing in, and you breathe out to reach. This time though, we're going to reach over, and it doesn't matter how far forward you can go. We're going to lean forwards. If you can reach the floor with your hands, place your hands on the floor. If you can also reach your elbows, you're going to place your elbows down and stay there for just a few seconds as you stretch. Breathing into your back. Then going all the way over to the other side. The other arm takes over as we come back, and we're going to start on this side. Breathing in, reach up through the crown of your head, really stretching your spine. Going over and forward. Staying there, taking a deep breath in into your back to open all the way towards the other side. Second arm takes over as we come back. From here, we're going to uncross the legs and kneel on all fours. You want to have your hands just a little wider than your shoulders, and you want to make sure that you're not either dropping your lower back and that you're not rounding it either. So you would in a neutral position, just a light curve across there. And now very important, because we're going to start in a moment, we're going to actually be doing some press-ups. Make sure you're not dropping your neck. You really want to align your neck with your spine and to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Calf stretch. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to start rounding your spine. Remember, we're still waking up the spine. You start from the tailbone and you follow with every vertebra until your head is the last thing to drop. You want to pause there, breathe in, stretch up. And as you breathe out, return, realigning your spine. one vertebra after the other. One more time, breathing in, breathing out to curve, stretching, deep breath in, breathing out to return. A quick rest, just a few seconds. We won't stay there long. We're just going to ease the pressure on our wrists, sitting back for a child pose. Just for one breath in and out. Ready to return to all fours. Now, I told you that we will be doing some press-ups, but we're going to start small because no matter how strong in your arms you are, I want to make sure that you're actually engaging your back muscles the right way and that you're engaging your core the right way. So, stay where you are, keep your knees closed, and what I want us to do is to first bend the elbows without dropping the neck, right? Without dropping your back, or without dropping also the lower back area. So just that for now. You're bending and you're really keeping the neck. So you're not letting yourself collapse. You're not letting your shoulders hunch. One more time. Bending the elbows and stretching. So once you've got that, we're going to start making it more challenging. You walk your knees a little bit further back. And again, the purpose is not so much of a workout for your arms. The purpose is to wake up muscles that are usually very weak. So as you bend your elbows, check that you're not dropping. This is this typically happens. And check especially that you're not hunching, that you're not dropping the neck, you're not hunching your shoulders. So you're really only going as far down as you can without letting those areas go so that you target the right muscles. Let's do it one more time, bending, stretching, and before we go further, we're going to come up to our knees. Step forward with the right foot, lean forward, giving your thigh a stretch. And if you're very flexible, if you want to go further, you can also grab your foot and just take it a little deeper to stretch your thigh. This is just an option, otherwise you can just rest the leg behind you. And let's take a breath in and out, returning. Before we change sides, we're going to go back to that push-up. So back to all fours. This time, however, you're going to decide how far you go. So if you still feel that quite weak up here or on your lower back, don't go further than, for example, this. But if you want to challenge yourself, if you feel confident, try stretching your legs. Again, if you stretch, make sure you don't go up so that your pelvis, your bottom stays in line with the rest of your body. And keep your push-ups small, bending and stretching, and only going as far down as you don't drop either of those areas, which is quite challenging here not to let the neck go. And two more times, in, breathing out, one more time. For the last one, place your knees down and step forward with the left foot. Lean forward. If you want, remember, you can grab the back foot just to intensify the stretch, or you can just simply let it behind you as long as you feel the thigh stretching. Take a breath in, and let's return for the final round. So you know your options, you decide. You can stay on all fours, you can walk your knees a little bit further, you can step back if that's your last variation, and we're going to do it 5 times. Breathing in, out, in, out. Check the neck, check the shoulders, in, out. 2 more times, in, out. Last one, go as far down as you can, come up. Now, still with control, place your knees down. We're going to get ready to lie down on our front. Elbows down. And notice that I'm still not letting go, right? So I'm still keeping that tight. And we're going to lie down on our front. Now, you want to have your elbows bent, shoulder height. You want to relax your chest and you want to lengthen your lower back. So that means make sure you're not doing that. So you're lengthening, and the way you lengthen is by pulling your navel in a little bit towards your spine. So you stretch your lower back and you relax the bottom. I'm going to align my head, and we're going to try to lift the chest by working just the top of the back. So we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you lengthen so much through the crown of the head that you start raising the top just a little bit. And the effort should be completely focused on the top, not on your lower back, but on the top and on your core. And as you breathe in, you come back down. And repeating. So this is more about body awareness, really. I want you to notice how high up you can go without putting stress on the lower back. So you really work on the top of the back. What we're doing is, I'm going to create a word here, we're unslouching. We're unslouching, we're opening the shoulders. We're stretching the chest and we're strengthening our back, so that we compensate for the many hours of sitting on the sofa, sitting for studying. Now, this time as you go down, you're going to adjust your hands, one on top of the other, your forehead resting on top. You're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you lift your legs. But again, without forcing your lower back, so the lower back stays long. The effort is on your core and on the back of the legs. Inhale to lower. One more time, breathing out as you lift. Inhale to lower. And we're going to alternate the legs with a chest lift. Keep your hands where they are for now. And as you breathe out, raise the chest. Opening the chest, but keeping your lower back uninvolved. Inhale to lower. And now legs. Exhaling, lift. Staying strong in your core. Inhale to lower. One more set. Breathing out, chest up. Inhaling to lower. And legs. Breathing out, legs. Inhaling to lower. And relax. With the help of your arms, we're going to raise the chest. And now from your core, as always, we're going to lift our hips. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, it's your core that pulling of your navel in towards your spine that lifts you up. We're going to come to all fours and do only one calf stretch to stretch our back. Take one breath in. And as you breathe out, start tucking your pelvis under and rounding your spine like you did before. Deep breath in, stretch higher up. And breathe out to uncurl, one vertebrae at a time. From here, sit over one side and turn around, coming more towards the front of your mat, because you will need space behind you. And let's get ready to do some deeper abdominal work with some roll-ups. Grab the back of your thighs for the start. And let's first stretch our back. You're going to start from the tailbone. You're going to tuck the pelvis under, tucking the tailbone in, and that will round your lower back, which is probably needing a good stretch. And come up. And gradually taking it further. The purpose here first is to make sure you become more flexible and more mobile in your spine. So you're rounding and then you're stretching. And you're rounding every segment of your spine. So it's the lower back, the middle, and now the top, except for the neck. Your neck stays long, right? And the shoulders down. And stretch. At this point, we start to go further. You tuck the pelvis under, you round your spine, we raise the arms, and we start to go further. You will start feeling your abdominal muscles. Going a little further, not all the way down yet. You come up, and very important, you actually stretch fully, right through the crown. So you're always not just working your abdominals, you're working your spine. You're strengthening your spine muscles. You're rounding, and you're pulling your navel in at the same time. So not out, in. And we're going a little further, a little further, a little further. Breathing out, coming up, lengthen. Again, at this point, you decide how far you go. So if you're ready to go all the way down, you go all the way down. Otherwise, this stage is probably enough. If you can go all the way down, you carry on. You raise the arms without ever stopping the movement. Breathing in to get ready. And breathing out to come up, keeping your feet on the ground as much as possible. And again, always breathing, pulling the navel in. If you go all the way down, you raise the arms, behind, forward, and coming up. You don't have to go all the way down. What you do have to do is to keep control of the movement and to make sure they're pulling in the navel and you're not overcompensating, right? So if in order for you to go all the way down, you have to overcompensate, you're going too far. So keep your shoulders relaxed. Going all the way down, if you can, forward, and breathing. And this time, before we repeat, we're going to do something in between. You're stretching both legs. Place your hands behind you. Ideally, the fingertips forward. If it's too strong on your wrists, you can turn them around. Otherwise, forward. Pull the shoulders down, away from the ears, and let's do a little bit more arm and shoulder work. We're going to squeeze the legs together and bend the ankles, flex the ankles. You're going to take a breath in, pull the navel in, lifting the pelvic floor, and as you breathe out, with the help of your core and of your legs, you're going to tuck the pelvis under and then press the heels down to come up, drawing the toes down. Coming all the way up if you can. Inhale, with control, come back down. The legs have to be tight. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Tight on your legs, so drawing them together, coming all the way up. If you can, inhaling, going back down. Now let's alternate this with a roll up. So we're bending the knees, you're raising the arms, ease up the shoulders, stretch the neck to avoid any overcompensations like the shoulders hunched. Tuck the pelvis under and just go as far down as you can. All the way down or just halfway through. Keep breathing, making sure especially to breathe out as you come up. Straighten the knees, hands back behind you. Breathe in and breathe out to lift. Opening the hips, inhaling to lower. Back to the roll up. Raise your arms, ease up the shoulders. Make sure that your arms are also supple, so not tight. That's also a compensation. And just go as far down as you're capable. Breathing in and out as you get ready to return. Now, this time there's one more option if you're ready to go further. So, place the hands behind you. If you're struggling to get yourself up, don't go any further than you were already doing. But if you're coming up relatively easily and you feel you can go further, we're going to come up. You're going to tighten the legs and then try to lift the right leg. Placing it down and then returning. What's important here is the leg that stays down. So, for example, when I'm lifting the right leg, if this leg is floppy, this can actually be dangerous for your knees. So make sure that leg is super tight as you come up. Let's try it again. If you're lifting, try the other side. If not, try to stay up a little bit longer. Take a breath in, breathing out, coming up, stay, or second leg, down, returning, back to the roll up. Again, one more set, rolling your spine, going as far down as you're capable. Keep breathing, and as you breathe out, all the way up, straighten the knees, hands behind you, and let's do the last two lifts. Breathing in, breathing out to come up, stay, or lift one of your legs, coming back down, breathing in, breathing out to come up, stay, or lift, coming back down, bending the knees. And this time we're going to roll all the way down and stay down. Rolling all the way down, lying down with your back on the mat. Relax there for a few seconds. Breathing, expanding your ribs, and then bend your knees. Have your feet hip width apart, your knees bent, not too far from your hips, so relatively close to you, and your arms stretched alongside your body. You can also turn the palms in or up, so that helps you to open your chest. Start in neutral, so that means you're not tucking the pelvis in. You have a little bit of space here, right, between your lower back and the mat. That will be important because I want us to move this area. And we're going to continue with the shoulder bridge. We're going to lengthen our spine, so you stretch, crown of your head, tailbone in opposite directions. And as you press down the feet, you're going to tuck the pelvis under, relaxing the bottom. And then as you keep pushing down, we're going to start lifting first the hips, and we're curling our spine. We're going to lift every single vertebra, one after the other. So we're really working on mobility of the spine. Coming all the way up. Ideally, you would be wanting to reach a straight line. Take a breath in at the top. And as you breathe out, let's sink down the chest, the ribs, so that you open your back and you replace each vertebra, one after the other, until you return the hips. Back to that neutral. Push down the feet, breathing in, tuck the pelvis under, and again, breathing out, curling up your spine, one vertebra after the other. Keeping your knees narrow, so make sure you don't let them move apart. All the way up, taking a deep breath in, and breathing out, sinking the chest so that you open your back, sinking the ribs, pulling the navel in, relaxing the buttocks, coming back down. Let's do it one more time. Pushing down both feet, tucking the pelvis under, and using the effort of your feet, of your legs, to help you rise up smoothly. So really making that movement smooth, soft. Take a breath in as you're up, and then breathing out with the same degree of smoothness, because this is really about mobility. You curl yourself back down. Now, as soon as your bottom reaches the floor, find that neutral. Place one hand over your navel to make sure you're pulling the navel in, and lengthen your spine. Now let's do a little bit more strengthening here. Actually, let's keep both hands on our navel. This will be just for a self-check. We're going to start by lifting the right leg up to tabletop. That means knee over the hip, 90-degree angle. Now, if you want to lift the second leg, what I want you to make sure is that you're not doing this, pushing out your belly muscles. You're keeping them in, so you work the right muscles right from the inside. And this is a really common mistake that I see, especially in sit-ups, like pushing out. You really want to keep working from inside out. And to make sure that your spine, your back is not putting, the effort is not going into there. It's really coming into here. Now take a breath in and test yourself. As you breathe out, you try to bring your second leg up. And if in the meantime you feel the effort on your back or on your neck or everything went out, you'll need to keep your foot down because that will be too much effort for now. So let's start from the beginning. Place your foot down. You've just tested. Let's start from the beginning. Second leg, left leg up. And if you're confident that you're fine with bringing the second leg up and working the right muscles, bring the second leg up. And the only thing we're going to do is hold. It's a static posture. And we're going to breathe, opening the ribs across the sides and into our back. And then stretch the arms alongside our body, but keeping them hovering off the floor. We're going to hold it for 5 more deep breaths. In and out. Just working through your core. In and out. You can also move your feet a little bit further away from you. That will make it more challenging. So basically just go as far as you can. And we should have about 1 more breath. In and out. If you're up for stretching your legs fully, you can try that. Then bend your knees again. And still with control, place your feet down one after the other. And we're going to alternate this with the shoulder bridge. So your feet are down, you're back to neutral. You press down your feet and you start lifting the hips, relaxing the bottom, coming all the way up, breathing out. Breathing in as you're up, breathing out to curl yourself back down. 1 vertebra after the other. As soon as you find that neutral, lying down on your back, place your hands, one hand over your navel. Lift the right leg up, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, if you can go further, you also lift the second leg. Arms alongside your body, and we're going to hold it 5 more breaths, in and out. Keep breathing in and out. If it's too strong, remember to place 1 foot down. If it's not quite strong enough, you move your legs away up to the point where you can still hold the effort in your core, not on your back. We should have about 1 more breath. This time we're going to bring the knees towards our chest, wrap our arms around them, pull them close to you and rock yourself from side to side to massage your back. Coming back to the center, placing your feet down. Let's now try a head lift. So we're still working across the core. Keep your hands down. Let's have the palms facing down. Now, very important here to stretch your neck. Second thing, to draw your ribs down, right? So it's this movement that I want you to find, of drawing the ribs down. What we're going to try is, it's pretty much a sit-up. I'm calling it a head lift. But working the right muscle so that you're not over loading your neck, which is also typically what happens. So follow me. We're going to take a breath in. You lengthen your spine, and as you breathe out, you pull the navel in, you draw the ribs down. We're going to try and lift. Right? And the neck ideally should be free. Inhaling to come back down. Now have a quick look. I want you to check what you don't want to do, right? And this is very typical. So watch. Usually when we lift, we push out and you want to push in. So that's the first mistake. You want to pull in. And as you lift, make sure you're not leading with the neck. You're really trying to keep it aligned with your spine. If it's too strong, you can use one hand underneath it, right? You can support your head. The idea is that the effort is not on your neck, but it's mainly in your core, pulling in, right? So let's give it a go again. Start with your arms down, lengthen, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, pull the navel in, ribs down, and lift, raising the arms or supporting your head with one hand if you need. Inhaling to lower. 2 more times, breathing out, lifting, perhaps coming higher. Inhaling to lower. 1 more time, breathing out, lifting. Inhaling to lower. And this time we're going to try to take it into a roll up. So we're rolling up to sitting. Take a breath in, move your feet further away, and breathe out, lift, and see if you can roll yourself up to sitting. Let's do the full roll up again. Rolling down, all the way down. This time you keep your arms close to you, move your feet closer, breathing in, and breathing out to curl up. And there's one final stage in this movement that I'd like to try with you. Tuck the pelvis under, grab the back of your thighs, and let's try lifting our feet. Test your balance first, see if you can stay there, and notice that my back is not fully straight. I'm actually rounding there a little bit. That's important because you'll need it. Place your feet down. Okay, the last stage of this movement, the last movement you'll be doing. We're going to try and roll down and up. We've been doing a lot of rolling, so that was the preparation for this, with legs up. So follow me. Start with the hands behind your thighs. Tuck the pelvis under. So we're rounding our spine. Remember, the neck is long. Raise the feet. Arms up. Keep your feet up all the time, and with as much control as possible, see if you can go down. Tucking the pelvis under, raising the arms, breathing in, and then breathing out, bringing yourself up. Ideally keeping your feet up. Let's do it again. So you tuck the pelvis under, rolling down with control, coming back up. And as you notice, there will be some sticky points there on the way up. Last time. So, rolling down, keep breathing, and then coming back up. Place your feet down, and finally stretch your legs away, lengthen up, stretch your back, take a breath in, and breathe out to lean forward. Doesn't matter how far forward you can go, that's really not an issue. What matters is that you start feeling the stretch on the back of your legs. And to make it more effective, we're going to roll back up again, and you're going to lengthen your lower back, because what really does the stretch on the back of your thighs is not how far forward you can go, but how narrow this angle is. That's what stretches your thighs, your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. So you're going to lengthen your lower back, right? So it's like you're sticking the tailbone out, your bottom out. You're going to lengthen it as much as you can. Then you can either keep your hands behind you, if it's easier for you, but if you're quite flexible, you reach forward, your knees, your calves, or even your feet, whatever you can reach. But make sure you're still trying to lift from the lower back. Let's take a breath in and breathe out to let yourself sink into the stretch. Doesn't matter how far you go. It really is unimportant. Just let yourself go as far as you can. As long as you feel the stretch, not only across your back, but across the back of your legs, especially your thighs. And we're going to bend the ankles. So you're stretching the calves. Take another breath in. Breathing out to let the ankles go, and maybe let your body deepen itself. Just the stretch deepen itself. Letting yourself sink down a little bit more. We're going to stay here for a few more seconds. Every time you exhale, every time you breathe out, take the opportunity to let yourself go a little bit. To let your body just relax more into the stretch. One last time, breathing in and out. And then rolling yourself back up. Let's turn around so that you're facing me again. Sitting however you feel more comfortable, maybe the same way you started the class, crossed legs, one on top of the other, feet in front, however you prefer. Placing your hands on either side of your body just to wrap up the class with a few of the notions we've worked on, lengthening up, opening the chest. Maybe you feel your chest a little different right now, maybe you feel different sensations in your body. And what I want you to do is just for a moment, with your eyes open or closed, to internalize the new sensations in your body, because that's how we build up a new body memory and the new body awareness. So you can close your eyes if you want, and I just want you to notice how different your body feels. For example, you may notice that it's easier for you to breathe. You may notice different sensations in your arms and your shoulders, the neck, your spine, more awake perhaps, your core. And I want you to internalize the sensations, because that's how you refer back to them during your day when you're feeling your body getting super tight. You can refer back to these sensations to open up again. And just taking one more breath. Deep breath in and out. Opening your eyes. Rolling the shoulders forward, up, back and down. Just one more time. Forward, up, back and down. And finally, interlocking the fingers. Giving yourself a good stretch. Breathing in, stretching up. And drop. One last time, in and let go. And finally relax the arms. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you.